Of course, Matt Logie taking over for Danny Sprinkle, who left Bozeman to go down to Logan, Utah to take the Utah State job. Here's Walker. Drives, spins in the paint, gets it down low to Goracke, and he scores the first bucket of the night. Brian Goracke, and a nice feed over to Tomlin, he'll take the three. Kisses the front of the rim, bounces around, and there's a loose ball foul. Evening, Bengals will inbound. Arrington has to go all the way back to Griffin, who works it over to Tomlin, standing on the logo. Comes over to angle left. Here comes a screen from Parker. Back to Parker. Parker fakes a three, takes a few steps back to Tomlin. Creates some space. He'll take the three. Back iron, no good. Rebound. Finally brought down by Tyler Patterson, the 6'8 junior from Snoqualmie, Washington. Ford back to Turner. Turner will take the three. Front iron, no good. Rebound. Works its way to Goracke and gets an easy bucket. There were a couple of Bengals there. Neither one of them could secure the rebound. And right place, right time for Goracke. And he scores again. He has the first two buckets for the Bobcats. 4-0 here early on. Another whistle here. Away from the foul. Looks like it's going to be another foul. Aker typically wears number 2 for Montana State. Rocking the donut tonight. Arrington straight away. Bengals still looking for their first bucket. Griffin. Waiting for Tomlin. Tomlin stops. Angle left. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Bengals as Turner is able to get his hands on it. So Arrington standing right in front of the Montana State bench, looking to inbound at 5 on the shot clock for Idaho State. Tomlin. 3, 2, has to get it off. Puts up a wild shot. Misses everything, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Turner the third. And there might be a shot clock violation here. They're going to have to determine what happened first, the shot clock violation or going out of bounds, or are they saying it hit the rim? All on the turnover, the shot clock violation. Ford. Working around, Walker, back to Ford, angle right, guarded by Huey, drives to the basket, kicks it out, gets it to Patterson, over to Walker, he goes into the paint, hits the deck, loses the ball, Tomlin bringing it up for Idaho State. Arrington, angle left, no look pass into Parker, hits the bucket there, a little hop and a skip on the dribble, and gets the first bucket for the Bengals. A fleet of foot there for Braden Parker. Here's a jumper. Good for Eddie Turner the third. His first bucket. Bobcats back up by 4, 6-2. Bobcats 3 for 5 to start the game. Idaho State just 1 for 4. Huey baseline, double team. Picked up his dribble, looking for help. Gets it to Arrington. Straight away. Griffin, 3, short. Misses everything. Out of bounds to Montana State. Bengals actually came into the game leading the Big Sky in field goal percentage. Off to a slow start here. Straight away, Goracke, back iron, no good. Miguel Tomlin picks up the rebound, pushes it ahead for the Bengals. Guarded by Ford, angle right. He'll back it out, comes center, works it across to Arrington. Griffin now. Patterson on him. 9 on the shot clock. Back to Griffin. 6 on the shot clock. Corner 3, Arrington misses everything. High off the glass, Goracke picks up the rebound. The Bengals aren't only missing, they're missing badly here early on. 3 wide open, Brandon Walker skims over the top. Rebounded by Arrington. Huey. Straight away, gets it over to Tomlin. Parker trying to post up, and so they have to work it around. Griffin picks up his dribble over to Arrington. Angle right, uses the Huey screen. Huey posted up now. Little hook, takes a lap around the rim and then pops out. Brandon Walker picks up the rebound for Montana State. 16 to go here in the first half. 6-2 Montana State. Idaho State struggling, 1 for 7 from the field so far. Turner drops it down low, looking for Walker. Working on Parker, and it's going to... Arrington bringing it up for Idaho State. Tomley on the logo, directing traffic. Gets it over to Huey straight away. Gets it to Griffin. Backs out. Griffin tries to go baseline, cut off Parker. Cross court, 3 on the shot clock. Arrington, 2-1, gets it off in time. Front of the rim. Rebound up for grabs, and it's secured by the Bobcats. Patterson kept it from going out. Ford has it knocked out of his hands on the drive, able to get it back for Montana State. Crowd wanted to travel, but the referee said it got knocked out of his hands. Goracke puts up the shot, back iron, bounces on good. The basket is good. A Bobcat hits. Arrington on the logo. Here's a steal. Turner the third. Hesitation, creates some space and lays it in. This Bobcat team is masterful when it comes to the steal. They now have an 8-point lead, 10-2. Nice pass, Huey, good. Bengals get a bucket in the paint as Trent Johnson finds Huey. And that'll be a travel as with the chair pulled out from underneath him. (10-4), Montana State on top, just under 14 to play here in the first half. Griffin's jumper, no good. Rebound ripped out of the air by Eddie Turner. He'll bring it up for Montana State. Ford, angle right. Dumps it down over to Naduka. Easy bucket underneath. Brian Goracke is having a good first half. 8 points so far. Also has 3 rebounds. Leads the Bobcats in both categories. They've now made their last 3 buckets. They have a 12-4 lead. Another steal. Goracke throws it down with 2 hands, and a timeout called by 10-point lead for Montana State. Just over 13 to play here in this first half. Bobcats shooting 64%. Idaho State just 20%. 2 for 10. A.J. Bergen is checked in for Idaho State with the ball. Gets it over to Tomley. Angle left. Nice pass. Huey underneath. Powers his way in. Can't get it to go. Hits the deck. Robert Ford the third with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Chiki Naduko. Here's a 3. Patterson misses everything. And it's going to be out of bounds as Naduka tried to save it, but it just hit the back of the back. Lickalots. We'll check in as Tyler Patterson will take a seat. Bergen, angle left. Gets it over to Tomley. Bergen for 3. Good! A.J. Bergen, nothing but net. Big bucket for the Bengals. That cuts the lead down to 7. Double team here on Ford. Gets it over to Leckalot, works it around now. Here's Goracke. Goracke into the paint. Finger roll off the glass. Brian Goracke. 12 points already for Goracke. 16-7 Montana State. Came in averaging 15 and a half. He might get down the next few minutes the way things are going. Here's drive, and that's going to be an offensive foul called against Kyrie Huey. Offensive foul was called on Kyrie Huey. That is his first 2 team fouls each here. About 11.5 to go here in this first half. Nice pass underneath there, down low, looking for Naduka. Naduka working on Parker. And a foul, and one. Chika Naduka with a chance at a three-point play, and that's 2 fouls, or excuse me, I think miss on the free throw, rebounded by Johnson, who just came in for Braden Parker. So Braden Parker's going to have to sit for a while with 2 fouls here in the first half. Still 11 to go. So we'll see how the Bengals adjust to that. Here's Bergen. He'll back it out. Trent Johnson trying to find Huey underneath. Instead has to get to Tomley. 7 on the shot clock. Tomley, Johnson, 4 on the shot clock. Johnson drives, has to shoot it. Bergen gets it off in time. Misses everything, but gets the rebound. We'll get ready to inbound it for Idaho State. Underneath, Johnson played 58 games in 2 seasons at Midland Junior College in Texas before coming to 4 on the shot clock. Has to get it up. Fadeaway shot at the buzzer, no good. Goes off to the side, and the rebound is going to be. Couple of substitutions coming in. Among them, Briggs Ranstrom coming in for the first time for Idaho State. Arrington guarded by Turner. Over to Johnson on the logo. Angle left for A.J. Bergen. Tomlin. He'll back it out. 10 to go here in the first half. 10-point lead for Montana State. Arrington works his way to the buckets. A chance for another point from the line. And he makes them both. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal so far for Arrington. 8-point lead for Montana State. Patterson loses it momentarily, able to get it back. Going and got into the path of Goracke. So it's the 4th team foul on Idaho State, first on Griffin. Goracke, corner 3. It's double teamed quickly. Turner with it now. 8 on the shot clock. Goracke has to shoot a fadeaway over Johnson, and it goes in. Nice turnaround jump shot there by Goracke to shoot it over the 6'7" Trent Johnson. 14 points for Brian Goracke to lead all scorers. He's outscored Idaho State himself. Griffin with it. Bergen, he'll take the 3. He'll make the 3. Bengals wanted an and one on it, but a big 3 there for A.J. Bergen. Cuts the lead down to 7. Lecolot gets it over to John Olmsted, who's in the game now. Here's a 3 from Eddie Turner, the 3rd, and he buries it. First 3 of the night for the Bobcats. 1 from 5 for deep, but that pushes the lead back to 10. On the 3 from Turner, he has 7 points. Bergen now. He's leading Idaho State with 6 points. Gets it over to Griffin. Angle right. Ranstrom works it over to Bergen. Ranstrom wide open. 3. No, too strong, and the ball lands in the arms of Sam Lecolot. Turner straight away. 3. He misses everything. And he's going to hear from the crowd. Any relative to the Big Sky, but the ones they do take, they make more than a higher rate than the rest of the league. But they're going to have to pick up their shooting here so far. 4 for 15. Meanwhile, Montana State 11 for 18. Arrington over to Griffin on the logo. Bergen gets it to Ranstrom. Bergen, 2 on the shot clock. He has to take a 3, and he misses everything, and that's going to be out of bounds. I think it mattered because they probably weren't going to get another shot off before a shot clock violation. So this Montana State defense doing a really good job of forcing Idaho State to go deep into the shot clock and put up hurried, tough shots. Alley. And then the loose ball bounced off, well, now they're going to say it was off of Idaho State, so it'll be Montana State's possession. Turner uses the screen, step back. Gets it back out to Brian Goracke. He'll hand it over to Olmsted. Now it's Turner. Robert Ford III in front of the Idaho State bench, rolls in and out, gets the own rebound, puts it up, misses everything. Now rebound here to Bergen, pushing it ahead for Idaho State. Loses the ball, picked up by the Bobcats. It ends up in the hands of Tyler Patterson. Ford now, guarded by Ranstrom. Uses the screen, lobs it into Olmsted, puts it up, misses everything. Another rebound by Ford. And a turnover as Idaho State gets it back. Bit of sloppy play by both teams the last couple of minutes. Neither team able to hang on to the ball for very long. Arrington now. Ranstrom. Gets it over to Griffin. Huey wants it underneath. Olmsted's doing a good job of denying him. Here's Arrington. He goes up. Hits the deck hard, but an offensive rebound and put back by Kyrie Huey. That makes it 23-15. Montana State still on top, though. Bobcats have struggled recently. 0 for their last 5. They've lost the early shooting touch they've had. 5:39 left to go here in this first half. Ford. Back over to Olmsted. Working it around now to Turner. Turner, angle left. Nice little move to get Ranstrom out of the way. He puts up the shot. That ends the drought for the Bobcats and pushes their lead back to 10. Just over 5 to play. 9 points for Eddie Turner. Griffin. Backing out, angle right. Ranstrom, 8 on the shot clock. Gets it to Bergen, Montana State. Miguel Tomley comes back in for Idaho State. John Olmsted. Trent Johnson goes to the bench, although Johnson's ready to check back in here. Actually, it was Bergen that went to the bench for Idaho State. Ford now with it. Almost fell out of bounds, almost fell into the Idaho State bench. Turner with it now. 7 on the shot clock, puts up the shot. Good. Eddie Turner the third. The graduate student from Columbia using some of those Ivy League smarts to find an open shot. And it's the Bobcats up by 12. 11 points now for Turner as he hits double digits, along with Goracke in his 14. It's Isaiah Griffin for 3. Good. Isaiah Griffin gets on the board with his first points of the night. Under 4 to play here now in the first half. A 9-point lead for the Bobcats. Goracke, no good. Goes off to the side. Miguel Tomley will pick up the rebound for Idaho State. They'll push it ahead. Gets it over to Kyrie Huey. Down low, looking for Briggs Ransom. There's a foul before the shot. I don't think the basket's going to count. It's going to be a Bobcat foul. We'll sort it out when we come back. Another media timeout. Bobcats by 9. You're watching Big Sky Men's Basketball on ESPN+.
What's the next?
Short on the rim, and then a foul called on the rebound attempt. Kyrie Huey got in there for Idaho State, and that is the second on Huey, 4th team foul. Bobcats with the ball, 3.5 to go here. Johnson. Goracke works it back to Turner. Garone underneath, and a foul called, and a trip to Duca. The junior from Seattle sinks them both. Transfer from University of Portland. Played 67 games and 2 seasons with the Pilots before coming to Bozeman. 9-point lead now for Montana State. Just over 3 to play here in this first half. Griffin gets it over to Tomley. Pump fakes the 3. Works it over. Johnson. Tomley straight away. 7 on the shot clock. Drives into the paint, puts up the shot, good. Miguel Tomley finds his first bucket. 1 for 4 from the field. Bengals have made their last 3 shots, and they've cut the lead down to 8. Turner drives, goes underneath, tries to go up and under, draws the foul, and it's going to be called on Ritter. Sings them both. 31-21. 13 points for Turner. Came in averaging 6.5, so he's already doubled his average here in the first half. Griffin backs it out, angle right. Works it over to Johnson. Turnover on the Bengals, so Montana State with the ball here. Goracke over to Turner. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been Montana State in control pretty much most of the way. Here's the shot by Patterson. Back iron, no good. Tomley picks up the rebound. Tomley lobs it over to Johnson. He'll work his way into the paint and travel by Idaho State. The Bengals have struggled to shoot, and they've struggled to hang on to the ball. Final 90 seconds of the first half. Here's Eddie Turner III. Over to Naduka. Hands it over to Patterson. Back to Turner. Turner. Naduka, baseline. Patterson. 4 on the shot clock underneath. Good. Nice pass and find. Brian Goracke underneath the basket. 16 points for him. Gilstrap gets it back to Tomley. Under a minute to play now. Tomley. Long 2 foot on the line. He buries it. Tomley now 4 points. And a timeout called by Idaho State with 43 seconds left to go here in this first half. 33-23. Montana State on top. Leading the way for the Bobcats. It's been a great cruise. For Idaho State, it's been a problem, but they get one of their own here. Tomley goes the distance off the glass and good. Miguel Tomley turns the turnover to points. That cuts the lead down to 8. 30 seconds left to go. Another turnover. Tomley, steal, scoop, score. Miguel Tomley leading a little mini charge in the closing seconds of the first half. It's cut the lead down to 6. Bobcats can work for the final shot, and that's got this Gym crowd into it. Turner for 3. No good. Chance of one last shot. Good if it goes by Griffin. No! That would have really crowd into it. They hadn't had a whole lot to cheer about in that first half, and that little 6-0 run by Idaho State in the first half got this crowd into it. Let's see if they can get back into it. Griffin for 3. Front iron, no good. Rebound by the Bobcats. Brandon Walker got it as he was falling to the ground. Was able to flip it to Ford. Robert Ford III, the former Bengal, with it now. Angle left. Ford bounces it over to Walker. Turner now. 10 on the shot clock. Back it up. Uses the screen from Walker. Drives into the paint. 4 on the shot clock. Pump fake. Goracke. And they're going to call a foul on Braden Parker. Coach Ryan Looney can't believe it. And Parker, who sat most of the first half with foul trouble, picks up a quick third here in the opening minute of the Goracke, as you would expect, hits all 3 of his free throws. Goracke entered the game 31 for 33. 3 for 3 tonight. Meanwhile, another turnover here called against Idaho State. Ford drives, stops, bounces it back out to Turner. Turner will back it out. Left now. It's a running start, jumps, stops. Walker tipped away by Arrington, but Ford able to get it back. 10 on the shot clock. Ford drives. Fade away, no good, but it's going to draw the foul as he hits the deck, and Arrington, I think, is going to be the guilty party, and it is. Malik Arrington picks up the foul. So that'll be the second team foul here early on for Idaho State. But injuries really slowed him down. Played just 9 seasons in that second season here in Pocatello. Hampered by a foot injury. Started all 33 games that he did play, but healthy and thriving now that he's in Bozeman. Griffin. Tomley with it. Ransom right back to Tomley. 8 on the shot clock. Tomley drives, lobs it. Huey all alone underneath the basket. Kyrie Huey with the easy bucket set up by the drive and penetration of Miguel Tomley. Ford, jump shot good. Oh, fade away there in the paint. It's like a line drive, but right into the bucket. So an 11-point lead now for the Bobcats. 4 points for Ford. Tomley. Ranstrom. Hands it off to Arrington. Bump, but no call. Now there's a bump and the call. Foul's going to be on Tyler Patterson. First team foul. First personal for Patterson. The crowd wanted the call on that first bump. Didn't get it, but then got the call on that one. So Miguel Tomley will inbound it, standing right next to his head coach. Goes all the way into the backcourt to Griffin. He'll bring it up. Hands it over to Arrington on the logo. Griffin backs it out, angle left. Tomley. Huey wants it underneath. Lobbing it into Huey, goes up and gets it, double teamed, has to get it up, and it's blocked. And is it a whistle, and they're going to call the shot clock violation. So again, the Bobcat defense making the Bengals work hard for the shots they're getting. Turner. Goracke, back to Turner. Turner drives, stops, pops, short, rebound, grabbed by Huey. Arrington, Kyrie Huey straight away, gets it over to Tomley, angle left, guarded by Ford. Here comes the screen. Instead, Tomley will take the three. Tomley will make the three. Miguel Tomley drains the three. He's the first Bengal in double digits. He has 11. That cuts the lead down to 8. Bengals have never led. It's been Bobcats the whole way. Spinning in the paint, kicking it back out. Turner for 3. No good. Huey, the rebound. Arrington gets it over to Tomley, straight away, guarded by Ford. Tries to spin his way around Ford. Ford doing a good job of staying around in front of him. Arrington now. Nice pass underneath Ranstrom. Can't get it to drop. Might have been blocked by Walker. Rebound grabbed by Goracke. Turner gets it to Goracke. Drives, puts up the wild shot and gets called, or draws the foul. Foul's going to be called on Miguel Tomley. That is his first, team's third. Another free throw here for Goracke. Automatic. One of the best free throw shooters in the country is Goracke, and he now has 21 points to lead all scorers. Arrington now with it. Under 16 to play here in the second half. 10-point lead for the Bobcats. Off the glass, no good. Rebound up for grabs. Goracke with it. Fast break opportunity. Goes strong to the hoop and gets it to drop. Brian Goracke. 38 left here in the second half. Almost got one there, but Arrington able to keep it from him. Braden Parker draws the foul. Foul's going to be called on Brian Goracke. And that'll take us to another timeout. 12-point lead for the Bobcats, Montana State. A.J. Bergen checking in now for Miguel Tomley. Tyler Patterson will go to the bench for the Bobcats. Lecolot in for him. And Braden Parker will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Mentioned just 8 minutes for Braden Parker tonight. Picked up 2 early fouls in the first half, and then in the opening seconds of the second half picked up his third, and he misses a free throw. So he just hasn't seen the floor a lot tonight. Turner backs it up to the logo, directing traffic. Drifts over to the right, sends it over to Ford. Angle right, guarded by Arrington. Lecolot now switches it over to Goracke, back to Turner. Six on the shot clock. Tries to go baseline on Bergen. Cut off. Back to Goracke. He'll take the shot. Blocked by Parker, but it gets right back to Goracke. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. The block by Braden Parker forced the shot clock violation. So a big play there. Parker making his presence known here in the last couple of minutes. And he's finally able to see the floor for a bit of a stretch. 9-point lead for Montana State. Griffin over to Arrington. Angle right. Bergen down low. Huey up strong baseline. Kisses the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Goracke. Quickly ahead to Ford. Ford angle right. Guarded by Arrington. Tries to go and stops. And it's going to be a foul called against Arrington. Ref saying he got the forearm into Ford. Crowd doesn't like the call. The foul is going to be, I believe, the first on Arrington. Make it the second on Arrington. Fourth team foul. Ford uses the screen from Naduka. Now it's Goracke with it. Over to Naduka. Hands it over to Turner. Back to Naduka. Shot misses everything. As it falls short, rebounded by Bergen. Arrington now, angle right. Griffin, baseline. And it's going to be a foul called on the floor as Chika Naduka hits the Naduka. Meanwhile, Brian Goracke is going to take a seat as Jaden Garone checks in for him. And the Bengals will inbound. Arrington. 13 on the clock, down to Parker, who gets it to go. Braden Parker was underneath the basket, but able to reach back and knock it in off the glass. Back to a 9-point deficit for Idaho State. Parker now up to 6 points. He's made all 3 of his shots. Lecolot for 3, no good. Rebound, A.J. Bergen plucks it out of the sky. Huey. Parker down low. They're going to call the foul against Naduka, trying to guard Braden Parker. That's one thing the Bengals his third. So he's going to head to the bench. Meanwhile, fifth team foul on Montana State. Arrington with it. On the logo, straight away, guarded by Garone. Comes over angle left. Parker there to set the screen. Takes it to Parker. He'll take the three. No good. Off to the side. Rebound grabbed by Brandon Walker. First miss of the night for Parker. Turner now, angle right. Over to Garone. Switch sides. Lecolot. Ford. Straight away. Lecolot. Guarded by Parker. Walker back to Ford. 9 on the shot clock. Ford gets it back to Lecolot. Fakes, finds some space, kicks it back out. Jaden Garone hits the front of the rim, goes straight down, rebounded by Bergen. AJ pushing it ahead for the Bengals. Arrington into the paint, stops, pops, good. Malik Arrington, his fourth 3-minute scoring drought for the Bobcats. Nice pass underneath, two-handed jam. Brandon Walker ends that drought in style, and a nice feed from Ford. It's Walker's first bucket and an emphatic one. Bobcats back up by 9. Griffin stops, pops, free throw line, back iron, no good. Nice box out there by Walker to get the rebound. Sends it over to Ford. Ford steps back, 3, no good. Bergen gets the rebound. Griffin strung to the hoop, can't get it to drop. Rebound, Turner. He gets cut off by Arrington. Nice job by Malik Arrington to get in the way to prevent the fast break. So now the Bobcats have to settle for a half-court offense. Under 10.5 to play here, second half. 9-point lead for Montana State. Bobcats have led the whole way. Lecolot fakes, stops, gets it back out to Garone. 3 on the shot clock. Ford has to shoot it. Leans into it, misses everything, and that should be a shot clock violation. And that'll take us to our next immediate timeout. Bobcat tied at 7th, needing just 3 blocks to pass Davidas Buzma for 6th. 1 block for Parker, so now he's 2 away from moving up to 6th place in the all-time block list at Idaho State. Bergen cut off on the baseline. Back to Parker, angle right, down low. Huey, nice spin move. I'm going to say the foul was on the floor, but Huey does draw the foul. It's going to be called against Brandon Walker. That is the 6th team foul against Montana State, 3rd for Walker. So the next foul by the Bobcats will put Idaho State in the bonus. And with Braden Parker in the game for the Bengals, it might not take long for the Bobcats to get that next foul. Arrington driving quickly, and there it is. Instead, it's Arrington who draws it. He goes in strong. Now has 5 points. And another one coming. Hits them both. So free throw shooting could be big for Idaho State in this final 9.5 as they look to get back into it. That cuts the lead down to 7. Bobcats led by as many as 13. Idaho State has never led. Lecolot. It's bumped by Huey. And Huey can't believe it. That's going to be the 5th team foul against Idaho State. 3rd on Kyrie Huey. Ford with it for the Bobcats. Goes right, splits a couple of defenders and lays it in. Robert Ford III slices his way to the hoop for his 6th point. Nearly stolen, and Ford does steal it. So Ford gets the inbound pass, now dropped. And hot shooting, just 1 missed free throw out of 14 tonight. And the Bobcats have pushed the lead back up to 11. Tomlin. Over to Arrington, angle right. Trent Johnson. Over to Tomlin. Tomlin picked up by Lekalot. Straight away, Tomlin. Backs up. Gets it to Arrington. 8 on the shot clock. Down low, Parker. Quick pass to Tomlin for 3. No good. Rebound. Grabbed by Walker. Ford on the logo. Directing traffic. Lekalot over to Goracke. Goracke will drive, step back. Backs his way into the paint. Out to Walker. Walker will take a running start and gets the bucket. And Braden Parker just looks at the referee like, I've been in foul trouble all night. I just got elbowed in the gut. $13-point lead for Bobcats now. Braden Parker's going to earn a trip to the line. From Preston, Idaho. Back iron on the second run. Rebound secured by Robert Ford. 7 points now for Parker. He's been limited by foul trouble tonight. By just 14 minutes. Strong move to the hoop by Brandon Walker, and the ball dances its way into the hoop. Walker now with 6 points, 5 rebounds as well. Arrington drives to the hoop, goes strong and hits the floor hard. And he is slow to get up. Lead back to 13 for the Bobcats with just over 7 to play. Full court pressure now here from Idaho State as they try to get something going here. The final 7 minutes. Turner over to Ford. Turner down low. Walker looking to post up Parker. Back to Turner. Right back down to Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Spins his way through a couple of defenders. Loses the ball. Tomlin now here. Pushing it ahead for Idaho State. Tomlin goes to the hoop. Gets the bump. Gets the bucket. Gets the foul. Miguel Tomlin with an opportunity at a 3-point play. Back iron, no good. Rebound Walker as he boxes out Griffin to grab the board. 11-point lead for the Bobcats. Just under 6.5 to play. Ford straight away. Walker guarded by Huey. Spins his way into the paint, kicks it out. Walker thought about the 3, instead gives it to Ford. Ford baseline underneath, kicks it out. Turner 3, good. Eddie Turner the third. Dropping the tray on the dish from Ford. Turner now with 16 points. Here's Huey working the paint. Arrington for 3. Front of the rim. Rebound. Back tap. Ball. Tomlin. And Ford hits the deck, and the foul's going to be called on Ford. So he got tussled up with Malik Arrington, trying to points. And more pressure here from the Bengals. Down by 12 with 5.5 to go. Turner gets it over to Ford, brings it across center court, angle right, guarded by Arrington. Works it around now to Turner. Patterson. Maduka gets it to Turner. Turner drive, kicks it out. Goracke goes to the hoop, misses everything, and it's going to be out of bounds. Nice job by Braden Parker. His presence just kind of threw Goracke off as he tried to dunk it. He just threw it over the rim and straight out of bounds. Huey gets it over to Griffin. Cross court, Arrington saves it from going out of bounds. Nice pass to Braden Parker for the bucket. Arrington saves it from going out of bounds and then delivers a bullet to Parker, who's able to collect it and score. Now a near turnover there as Patterson's able to keep it in for the Bobcats. Ford with it now. Calm things down for the Bobcats. 10 points. That's the lead for Montana State. 4.5 to go. Ford. Stuck, has it knocked out of his hands. One on the shot clock. No good on the shot. Braden, no, it's Huey who gets the rebound. That's knocked out of his hands. Ford able to get it and scoops it in. Robert Ford III should get credit for that steal. He created the contact that forced the turnover. It is going to be Ford's steal, his second. Now there's a Bobcat on the floor. Miss. Huey with the offensive rebound. He puts it up. His no good. Parker with another offensive rebound and draws a foul. The Bengals couldn't buy a bucket there for a little bit, but was able to get the offensive rebounds, give them chance after chance. Meanwhile, Robert Ford III is the one that hit the deck, and he's holding his shoulder as we head to our final immediate timeout. The Bobcats by 12. We'll check on Ford when we come back. You're watching Big Sky Men's Basketball on ESPN+. 3:50 left to go here in the second half. Montana State with a 62-50 lead over Idaho State. Bobcats have led the whole way. They led by as many as 14. Braden Parker waiting to take free throws. He was fouled right before we went to the immediate timeout. Foul called on Chika Naduka, his fourth. Meanwhile, Robert Ford III, we saw holding his shoulder as we went to break. Still kind of moving that shoulder around, still trying to get it loose, but is back in the game for Montana State. And Parker gets his 10th point. Second Bengal to hit double digits. Hits them both. Cuts the lead down to 10. And here's more pressure by the Bengals. Bobcats able to break the press, gets it past center court. Patterson brings it up, gets it over to Ford. Straight away now for Turner. Ford. Patterson. Back over to Turner. Angle left now. Uses the screen by Walker. Now gives it down to Walker, and it's going to be a foul called on Miguel Tomley as he was trying to work defensively on Walker. He was posting him up. Second foul on Tomley. 8th team foul on Idaho State. So one-on-one free throws coming here for Brandon Walker. Walker, the 6'7" sophomore from Oak Cliff, Texas. Came into the game a 72% free throw shooter. It's his first trip to the line tonight. Rattles in and out. Rebound. Grabbed by Kyrie Hughes. Huey with 9 rebounds to lead Idaho State. Arrington. Bergen. Down to Parker, who splits a couple of defenders. Nice feed from Bergen. Sets up Parker in great position to lay it in. 13 points now for Braden Parker. Cuts the lead down to 8. 3 minutes to go. Turner tracks down the pass. So Bobcats get past the press. Guarded by Arrington, directing traffic. Straight away now for Patterson. Works it over now to Goracke. Ford takes the three. Big three-point shot by Robert Ford III. That pushes the lead back to 11. 11 points tonight for Ford. Parker, nice pass underneath, but Bergen wasn't ready for it. May have had an easy layup if he would have been able to get it, but there's a three from Miguel Tomley. 16 points for Tomley. More pressure here from Idaho State, trying to get back into this. It's now an 8-point ball game. Oh, just over 2 minutes left. Bengals need to get stops. They can't trade buckets at this point. They're going to get back into this. Stop, pop in the paint. Rolls in and out. Rebound, Braden Parker. Here comes Arrington for Idaho State. Under 2 to play. Tomley for 3 again. Yes! Same spot, same result. Crowd now into this ball game, though. They get it in. Ford with it. He's going to cross center court. Bounces over to Lekalot. Guarded by Arrington. Over to Turner. Well, working around. Patterson with it. Lekalot, 10 on the shot clock. Patterson tries to go baseline, stops. Here's Goracke for 3. Good! Big shot, Brian Goracke. 29 points and a huge 3 pushes the lead back to 8. That 29 matches the season high for Goracke. Down low, Braden Parker working. Off the glass, Braden Parker doing his magic in the paint. So that will put, I believe it's Turner on the free throw line. Earns a trip to the line. Foul's going to be called on Eddie Turner III. So now Arrington will have a chance for free throws. So 4-point ball game, 37.8 on the clock. Pressure here by the Bengals. Bounces it into Ford. Ford gets it over to Turner. Turner crosses midcourt. Goracke. 20 on the shot clock, 28 on the game clock. And now finally, foul is going to be called on Trent Johnson. That's going to send Rock. Extends the lead back to 6. 24.5. Arrington. Gets it across. Loses it. Ford with it. Leading the fast break, and he's fouled from behind by Griffin. So a big turnover there, Robert Ford III. Coming up big late here against his former team. And he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 to try and ice this game up. And 15 seconds left. Pretty much just about do it. Ford hits the first 15 points for Ford. Perfect 6 for 6 from the line. Arrington will bring it up. Final seconds of the ball game. Braden Parker, a two-handed slam at the end, and timeout called by Ryan Looney with 6.9 left, 16 points. Full court pressure here from the Bengals. They get it in and quickly foul Turner with 5.8 left. So he's going to go to the line. Tomley them both. So 18 points, a career high for Eddie Turner III. Bergen loses it with 1.4. So just add another turnover to the total for Idaho State. And now all the Bobcats have to do is inbound it. Ford will take it. The buzzer will sound, and that's how it will end.